Hello and welcome back. This episode is a little different than others in that I have the same picture, and this is close to how the picture was taken. It has been adjusted. There's a great program I found years ago called Smart Photo Editor, and with it you can do all kinds of things. And there are lots of people who are, I guess, part of the community who put up different effects and things, and I like to tinker on it and play with it from time to time. So here we have a picture of a lady and her cat, and they are between a couple of trees, and you can see that the cat certainly has its eye on something, and the model is looking very seriously into the camera. And it's interesting because I have no idea what the cat's looking at, but it's got, it has purpose. Anyway, I've always kind of liked shooting between trees because that sort of sets the depth of field, and you can kind of crop as you shoot, kind of, in that if there's something you don't like, you just put a little more tree in or take a little tree out. So, but anyway, with this program, Smart Photo Editor, you can do all kinds of things, and sometimes the effects are a little wild and sometimes they're a little mild. But anyway, I'm going to bring my finger forward here. I'm going to slide this over. There is the same picture, and I should remember the name of the effect, but I don't. But to me this certainly is mighty mystical and colorful, and well, I just like it. The way the colors work, and still the cat looks pretty much the same, and it's still looking off there saying, yo, there's something over there, I'm going to get that. But certainly, it almost looks like cloudy and well, I mean, you look at it, you can tell me what you think of it. But anyway, I like it. But also it did cool things to the bark of the tree, and almost made them look like they had that moss on them, which of course they don't. But there are more. So firstly, we're going to go back. That is sort of close to the original. We already saw that. But when we look over here, that's more artsy, with definite swirls. Almost looks like somebody took and said, hey, I'm going to paint that thing. But it isn't. It's all part of this program, Smart Photo Editor. And as maybe I didn't say, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of effects that you can do. Now certainly you can tell it's a cat there. To me, this one sort of does more cool things to the trees and to her face. And the cat is, well, I mean, you can see it's a cat, I think, by the ears, but it's different. So let's look at what the next effect I did was. Yes. More, well, certainly the cat has changed color. And once again, I don't remember what this effect was called. But I liked it. And so I thought I would give it a try. Certainly the red implies, blood, pain, suffering, turmoil, maybe the cat and she have a tumultuous relationship. I don't know. Anyway, as I say, I like this program, and I like being able to do these transformations that are more artsy and turn, a regular picture into something more exotic. And I don't know what the next one is, but we'll find out. Oh, well, that is, once again, I don't know what it's called, but it's certainly different. You can certainly see better the the out of focus front tree and the more in focus back tree. The cat looks to me more defined, sort of, and certainly her face has taken on a well, a darker tone. I mean, this is a pretty subtle change, but it is certainly a change from the original. And if I didn't like them all, I wouldn't be showing them to you. Ah, that's not what I had in mind. Okay, now this is, I think it's like a paper texture thing, or maybe it's a bark texture thing. And of course, when you're shooting the trees, there's already bark. But once again, another effect from Smart Photo Editor. And it's interesting how I find that the cat's one eye is really unchanged, mostly. And mostly the same eye on her is mostly, well, not unchanged, but you can see it. There are definitely a lot of cracks going on here. And once again, another effect that I liked. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Now I'm going to try not to screw this up this time. Aha, now this is certainly different. And I'm not saying this is definitely at all anything like my favorite. It certainly is mysterious, and it's interesting how the colors have sort of morphed. But I find it certainly does make her expression stand out, and her eye, that one especially, is kind of intense, almost like she's been taken captive. And then of course there's the cat that looks, you know, blue with a white sort of ambiance. Anyway, I think we're almost done with these. Let's see what the next one is. Oh no, okay, now this is like, I don't know what, it's I mean, swirly art. I don't know exactly how to describe this, but I did like it. It certainly wiped out most of whatever the front tree would have been. And to me, it makes her look more vulnerable and delicate and mystical. And certainly, once again, there's the cat. What's he looking at? I don't know. But, as I said, these don't all have to make sense exactly. They are artsy. And sometimes artsy is good. Like, I could see this, like, this could be something that somebody painted. But it isn't. It's just an adaptation. So let's see what's next. Ah, yes, bubbles. Water and bubbles and such. Another exploration. I suppose the some of it doesn't really make her look better because, well, it looks like there's a big pimple on her forehead. And I guess that one big blob on her face is kind of magnifies it a bit. So once again, this may not be at all my favorite, but I kept it because I obviously thought that it was interesting enough to hold on to. Although certainly not my favorite, and I kind of wish it hadn't sort of, the circle had been better defined over the cat's face. But certainly, you know, it's different. You can't say it's not different. Let's see what we have next. Oh my. Yeah, this is, well, that's artsy, and it's funny, the little cat could be a little dog, it's hard to tell, but it's really done powerful things to the coloring of her face and the expression on her face. And certainly to the left of her is some mighty wild lines. Still, the tree behind her has maintained some of its sort of shape, but this is, yeah, it's different. And once again, this is just one of literally thousands of effects available in this program. And as you can see, I have experimented quite a bit with it, and I like it. So let's see what's next. Yes. This one, I'm not sure how it decided what would be colored the way it is. Cat certainly got a red nose like Rudolph. But you know, once again, it's artsy. It's you know, the same picture over and over and over, but always different. To me, maybe this could be, you know, in a horror movie or a scene from a horror movie where things haven't gone well, and it even looks like the trees are either bleeding or splattered with blood. But she saved her cat, and she's going to be okay. So, there we have it. That is the last of the effects. I'll just run through them so you can see them all again. You know, when I look at that one, even though I know her expression hasn't changed, just the way the lines are, she does look more, I don't know what the right word is, maybe more delicate, more vulnerable. It really, to me, her eyes really become more powerful in that one. Anyway, let's move along. Yes, that's something. And another interesting one, but let's move on. There we are. Yeah, that's, you know, not quite as shot, but I mean, I like them all. It's all the same picture. Yes. Always liked that one. But I think, yes, another short. And I think, you know what, this one, out of all of them, I mean, I like them all, otherwise I wouldn't have kept them, but this one, I think, would be my most favorite. And I'm not sure why, and I don't, you know, I keep looking at them, wondering why. Certainly I like that subtle blue-green, and sort of makes her lips pop a bit. The cat is still very visible. I'm not sure what all that red down at the bottom is supposed to be. But to me, I don't know, maybe this would be like early morning in the fog as the morning light is coming and lighting her up, and who knows, maybe she's been lost in the forest all night. I don't know. Anyway, as I said, this is just a tiny, tiny sample of the things that Smart Photo Editor can do. And the one nice thing about it, besides, you know, you can take one picture and try all kinds of things, if you really, really like something, and you take the best of things that you've shot, you can tell it to do a bulk thing. So you could do 5 or 10 or 500, or, you know, I mean, it takes the computer, for some of them that are quite complex, it might take it overnight, or, you know, might, depending on the size of the files and everything, it might take it days. But it's, I don't remember how much it costs, but it's certainly worth the price of admission. I very much like this program. And I very much like this picture, and that is why I took the time to tinker and do these various effects on it. So, I don't think I have much more to say about all of this, but of course I always look forward to your comments or questions or critiques. and stay tuned. More pictures. And I have taken lots of pictures. More pictures will appear. And there may be some times that I do have some various versions like this. Mostly not. Mostly it's either has shot or black and white. But this series was something special. And so I did some experimentation. There's nothing wrong with experimenting, especially with digital. If you don't like the final product, or something just isn't as you would like it, you can just delete it. So, once again, thank you for coming. I bid you farewell. Bye for now.